Oh, I guess I was restarting twice. That's fun. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thank you for joining me today, or this evening. Big shout out to all the Texans fans out there who are celebrating after that awesome game against the Steelers yesterday. But before that, let me introduce my co-host, my regular co-host, because the other one we don't know where he's at. No, what's up, Rios? How's it going, bud?
Well, that other guy's a piece of shit, so no one cares about him.
We don't know where he's at. No, I'm sure he'll be
But
in tomorrow for
it
the.
it feels good celebrating Victory Monday 2 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
and
I agree.
also a big middle finger to the Seattle fans and to the Rangers fans. Y'all can eat a fat dick. That's all.
Yeah, those guys suck. Um, I have nothing positive to say about Rangers fans. They suck, and I don't like them. That's my take on it.
And I look forward to them losing tomorrow.
Same, and yeah, exactly. This is going to be a fun one
And
watching them lose.
would it be ironic? The Tampa Bay, the team that we had to play a few games during Harvey, back in 2017, is the team that eliminates them.
Exactly. It would be it comes full circle.
Cosmic justice.
Yep. And of course, today we got JP. How's it going, JP?
How's it going, guys? Nice
Thanks
to have
for.
a Monday victory celebration.
All right.
going on.
What was the
Texans
stat?
fans?
It was like the first home game that they won in what 2 years, Rios?
Yeah,
Just about.
and the first
December.
back-to-back game since 2021.
The last home one was December, I think, 14th of 2021 against the Chargers. When they were missing, their entire starting offense and defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good season that season.
Just
It
make sure to
feels
throw
like
that
a
in
long
there for
time.
the Davis Mills fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I wanted David Mills to start to see what we had because we didn't have much, just to see what he could pull off around that time. But I'm glad we moved on, and it looks like a bright future for us.
Oh man, CJ
Yes,
Stroud
indeed.
is such a stud,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Like CJ, that kid showed so much tenacity. It showed leadership. Anyway, it was just great seeing him play. Yesterday, I don't know, Reels. I can't recall the last time that I actually had that much fun at a Texans game. How about
Oh
you?
wow.
Not since 2019.
Right, it's been a good minute.
Four
Well,
years.
the vibe. I went to the indie game. The vibe that I got, I think it's old school vibe. Where what I mean by that is like we're finally coming back to there's hope. There's
Right.
an actual hope, and I think that's bringing a lot of the older fans back. We have some newer fans as well, and that it's like permeating throughout the Texans fan base right now. Like there actually is hope.
No, I agree with you 100%. There was moments when I told Rios, I was like, goodness, you know what's the best part about this? Even the seeing the defense ball out like that, I told them, I was like, dude, this kind of reminds me of like the old Bulls on Parade defense that we used to have back in 2011. They were all over the place. They were swarming. I guess that's the term that they're using this year. They were flying around. They were going for the ball. It was aggressive. It was an aggressive defense. I got to give them that. There's
Yes.
it was just it felt very reminiscent of those days. And then JJ Watt being there, that also added on to that effect. D'Amico, leading the charge and having the old Texans player who were part of that defense too, that were there visiting because of JJ Watt's induction to the Ring of Honor for the Texans. That within itself, that was worth it. That to me,
It was a lot of
great time
juice. You
to
could
hit the game.
tell. You could tell. There
Yeah.
was a lot of
Oh,
juice in
yeah.
that movie.
There was a lot of energy that yesterday too. Like I just love the fact that we were complete underdogs coming in against the Steelers game for
I
the
don't
same
know
reason.
why, but we'll get into
Well,
that. I
Right?
don't know why
a
we
lot
won.
a lot of NFL analysts, I think it was Brian McTaggart, I can't remember who it was, but somebody on Twitter posted like it was like the receipts. Oh, Los is in. All right, give me 1 second. I'll put him in. All
Every
right,
single one of them picked the Steelers.
exactly. Every
Every
single one.
last one.
Yeah.
Well, the main reason because we were missing, we're down to our third and fourth string linemen. So I can kind of see why. But then on the flip of the coin, like, they have Kenny Pickett as their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me change the setting right here. Hold on.
and to me, I
There
think
it is.
that was the big outlier right there from the get go. For me, when I saw and Los can tell you this, from the moment I saw the Steelers on the schedule, I told Los that's a win. I was like, I don't see them offensively doing anything with Kenny Pickett. I didn't think Kenny Pickett was that good. And boy, did he
Still
prove
don't.
me right. And
He's still not.
and you know, the I don't know. To be honest, looking at the game from outside of a Texans fan, I don't know if I know a lot of Steelers fans are saying that it was the offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, right? They're all on him like today.
Yeah,
But
they're asking for his
honestly,
head, and actually, yeah. Oh, hey guys.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
All right.
But I've started hearing that they're calling for his head, and I'm actually hearing murmurs for the first time of Steelers fans wanting Tomlin out as well, man. Some Steelers
yeah,
Oh,
fans are
really?
like, I mean, that franchise has a history of holding on to their coaches for
That's
seems
true.
like
but I can't
Hey,
really.
decades. But
they've had 3 coaches in their entire history. 3.
yeah, there you go. So it's like, but
But
it's
it's
Rios
bad
knew all
when
three of
they're
them.
asking for Tomlin, who Tomlin's well respected around the league, for them to
Yes.
be. No, this is a small minority. I've heard a little thing here and there from Steelers fans, but just the fact that it's even being brought up is surprising.
what I wanted to say is like, as from outside looking in, I don't think it's. It could be the offensive coordinator, but also it's just the personnel for the Steelers offensively. It's not there. I don't really see wide receivers pop off. Their running back that they try to talk so much like upscale, like he's not that good. The
Najee
quarterback's
Harris?
not that good. Yeah, Najee Harris. I just didn't see anything from them, and when I saw them on the schedule, I'm like, this could be a very winnable game for the Texans.
Uh, so what topics have I missed? I want to.
No,
Nothing.
we just kind of started. We've
Oh,
only been
okay.
on for like 7 minutes, so
Oh, okay,
you
cool.
actually we haven't even started fully. We were just kind of like doing the intros. We were doing
Mhm.
how proud we
Shitting,
got.
shitting on the Rangers fans, the Mariners
It's
fans.
true.
Okay, so I think we should all begin the show as we should with JP saying you are wrong and you are a Casario fan now, and that you were wrong all along and Casario was right. That's what I want to hear at the beginning of this episode.
Well, I never said Casario was a bad GM. I said he needs to take heat.
Wait,
for
What?
hold on.
decisions.
You
No,
were asking.
I
You
didn't
were
say he was a
saying
bad
he
GM.
was
Go
to
look it
blame.
up.
You were saying he
No.
was to blame for
He was
all
to
those
blame for the
woes, for the
offensive
2
line and the
losses.
people
It
that
was
he
all
took.
on Casario. Is that what you said?
So
just sit back right
okay.
here, Rios.
So let me go ahead and explain. I never said he was a bad GM. I said he should take heat for the offensive line. Okay, that's what I said. Go back and look. He needs to take heat. He wasn't right on the
Heat
offensive
for
line.
what? For getting
Now
great guys?
the O line. Hey, the O line. D'Amico Ryans. All those.
Where's my
coaches,
popcorn?
Yeah, they
Alright.
shut me up. They shut me up. I'll give him that.
Casario shut you up.
But like I was
No,
saying,
no.
Carl,
Casario
like,
shut you up, right?
no, like I was
No?
saying, Carlo, like I was saying,
D'Amico,
Rios,
but not Casario.
there is
So
a
Casario
certain
gets no
podcast.
credit.
There is a certain podcast that I review where they go over the film, and in that film, when I was reading for the Texans, this is earlier, the offensive line got beat a couple of times. They just were fortunate that we have a quarterback that's
Ah,
coming into his own, that's throwing the ball in under
it's
2 seconds or a
it's
little bit
all
over 2
Stroud,
seconds.
100%.
And what I saw, and I don't want to, let me state this, I don't want to be that guy that puts this type of pressure on CJ Stroud. We don't know where he's going to be. He's playing very, very well, but what I saw was a lot of
You're changing the subject.
what I saw was a lot of help that he gave the offensive line by getting rid of the ball very fast. And
But
it
there were
reminded me
okay,
of Peyton Manning.
but
It reminded me of Tom Brady.
but
that they were
yes,
getting rid
he
of
was
the ball
releasing
very
the ball
quickly.
quick. He was releasing the ball,
He was
but there
releasing
were
the ball
some
quick.
plays
He was.
where he
I mean,
had
that's just
he
a
had
fact.
time. There was some no. There were
He
some
didn't
plays
have-
where he had nice
he-
time to look for Nico down the field, to move
I mean,
around in the pocket,
Rios.
sling it down the field. It's not like he was just dinking and dacking. Let's not get it twisted. He was chugging it down the field.
Don't use Dak in any of those sentences.
No, he's done.
Oh,
it's
Good
a term
Lord,
that me and Los.
please.
It's a term that me
It's
and
a
Los
term
use,
because
Got
Dak
it.
has mastered that
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 5-10
ability,
yard game.
the 5-yard throw. Dak is the master of the 5-yard,
Mhm.
3-yard throw. Like no one
I
does
love
it
that
better than
job.
Dak.
I love
Doesn't
that
result
job.
in
Could throw
wins,
past
but
20 yards.
in playoff wins, but he can shoot. He can really chuck it down the field 5 yards. Anyways,
But Carlos,
don't
but
act like
Carlos
he
and
didn't have
Rios.
time, bro. In Casario, we trust.
Okay,
In
Carlos and Rios,
Casario, we
you were
trust.
at the game. You guys were
Yeah.
at the game.
Yeah.
Was he not throwing that ball fast?
He was. There was a lot of instances where he was, but I think honestly, I think
He
it
still
was,
had time in the pocket.
He still
There
had
was
time
never
in the
any
pocket to throw.
There wasn't any point in time where I felt he was going to take a hit or get sacked. He looked pretty comfortable back there.
He almost got sacked one time. He almost did.
Oh,
Almost.
guys, he almost got sacked one time.
But
Oh no!
let's give credit. Let's give credit. The
To
offensive
Casario.
line held up as much as they could. Okay, but What I will
No.
say is CJ Stroud impressed me. He was getting rid of that ball like in 2 seconds, like nothing. That first series, he literally was either running or throwing that ball under 2 seconds. And you can go, y'all don't have to listen to me. Y'all can go watch that tape.
Yes, the
That tape
first
don't lie.
series. But
That tape,
then
the first
the O
series.
line settled
And
in.
he used
The
the
offense settled
Texans.
in.
The Texans used the Steelers' aggression against them, and which was very smart on D'Amico Ryan's part and his coaches. I mean, look, dude, I'll give them their credit. They held up as much as they could, but I will not give the offensive line and be like, this is the best offensive. No,
No
dude,
one's saying
I'm sorry,
that.
dude. It's not.
No one's saying they're the best offensive line out there. All I'm saying is what you asked for. Get good backups, is what you said. I wanted Casario to get good backups. Backups that can actually do. Will they started another NFL team? That's their fucking words, right? Will
Wait,
they
is
started
that
another NFL team?
are you?
That's what they are. And 0 fucking sacks twice in a row, bitch. Suck on that. Suck on
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Take
Zero
it
sacks.
hard.
If
All
they
right.
do that every game,
All right.
I'll take it.
Sorry,
Really quick,
Put me up
really
all day.
quick. Just JP, this is for you, all right, bud? So the Texans online pass blocking grades by PFF. Austin Deculus, I think he got a
Yeah.
53.6. Garon Christian 63.8. Kendrick Green, who we just who got
We
injured,
lost.
80.5. Jared Patterson 77.1. Shaq Mason 86.6. George Font 54.5. So really, the main ones that got the lower grades were George Font and Austin Deculus or Deculus, whatever you want to call them. Next after
Deculus.
that was and then Jaron Christian was at 63. Other than that, Shaq Mason at an 86, Jared Patterson at a 77, and Kendrick
Patterson has
Green
been
at
playing very well.
80.5. That's actually not bad at all.
Patterson has surprised me. This last game, I think this is his best game of the season. He played well. The O-line played well. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying that Nick Casario, knowing the issues in May, should have fixed them before September.
It looked
He needs to
fixed to
take
me.
heat for that. I'm not saying he's a bad general
Things look
manager.
fixed to me. I don't
said
know
he
what
needs to take heat. And that's all I'm gonna say.
winning.
I'm not the only
looks-
Texan
I mean,
fan that thinks that, Los.
0 sacks.
I'm not the only Texan fan.
Yeah,
that thinks
you're
that.
all,
You
you're
know
all
that.
idiots. I know you're not the only one. All those guys are idiots too.
Okay,
Back
so
to
you're an
back
idiot
0
too, then.
sack
So-
games.
You're
That's
an
what I'm
idiot too,
saying.
then. You're in the
So
group
I
then.
gotta say really quick, based off of those grades for 2 weeks in a row, facing a pass rush from the Pittsburgh Steelers with TJ Watt included to give up 0 sacks back-to-back weeks. I gotta say that is pretty impressive. And
Yeah.
honestly, again, I want going back to last week when you guys were on the show. I mean, at this point, can you name a better NFL team right now that has this type of O line with literally third string backups?
You brought up a good
Okay.
point.
Is
'cause
running on those.
on the game
It's-
today, the
Go ahead,
Seahawks
Vito.
and the Giants, they both have, injuries on the O line.
Yes.
And the announcers kept bringing up, the makeshift O line, all these injuries on the O line, making excuses. But
Yeah,
you got a rookie quarterback playing with third and fourth stringers,
Right.
lighting
And
it up,
where's that credit?
averaging 300 a game, barely been sacked, hasn't been sacked in 2 games. Like,
Right.
where's his flowers?
Hey,
Right.
okay, I'll give the flowers to the O-lines. They played well. They
and
did
to
play well.
Casario, who hired the
Okay.
O-line.
What makes me happy is that we got Juice Scruggs coming back next week.
Yeah.
And we have
Yes.
Titus Howard coming back next week.
Yes.
So I know
And
as
Tunsil.
much as these backups
And Tunsil, I
played,
think.
I would like for them to go back to their natural roles. Okay? And get my starters back. Because if CJ Stroud can do this with this makeshift offensive line, imagine what he can do with the starters.
So
And-
what if, and again, this is a big what if because we are the Texans. Things happen. Weirder things have happened, right? What
Yeah.
if he's let's just say hypothetically, what if it doesn't work out with these starters? What if he actually ends up performing better with these backups? What would you
What
do then?
if the 500K backups are better than the $1 million
Look,
starters?
I mean,
Look,
weirder things have happened.
I will happily eat my words. If that happens, I will happily eat my words. And it probably might happen simply because of the fact their schedule isn't difficult moving forward. There's only a couple of teams that are gonna give us a little bit of trouble. I think the schedule is very favorable for the Texans. I think
I kind of want to go over the schedule coming up, the next
Sure.
6 games. So we got the Falcons coming up next week.
that's a dub.
There's the Saints, the Panthers, the Bucks, the Bengals, and the Cardinals. Right now, the Texans are 2-2. Out of these 6 games, where do you guys see our record going after the Cardinals game? Rios, let's start with you really quick.
The only team I think might give us a little bit of problems, maybe the Saints. Just
Mhm.
because Kamara, we have struggled to contain the edge, but it'll be a close one. But if they can contain the edge with Kamara, this should be a win. Other than that, probably the Bucks, just because of their defense. But then again, they got Baker Mayfield. He typical Rangers fans are going to choke when it matters. So not too
You just
worried
don't
about
like
that
that.
one.
He said he wasn't an Astros fan.
Nope. I never liked Baker at Oklahoma.
Yeah,
At
I never.
Oklahoma, didn't like him in the pros. Like him even less now that I know he's a Rangers fan.
To be
Right.
honest,
But
I
yeah, as far as what the record will be, they're gonna have a winning record. I'm gonna go 5-3.
5-3.
Oh, okay.
All right. JP, give us your thoughts on this one, bud.
So 5-3 is pretty good. Realistically, 5-3 is plausible. I would agree as well. Now, what Los hates is that I do this. I'm like, no, they should be 6-2. New Orleans, as if Derek Carr doesn't come back, I really expect for us to win against New Orleans if Derek Carr is not the quarterback. The only one that I see us getting massive troubles is the Tampa Bay, simply because they have Mike Evans. They have a very good defense. Baker is playing well. I'm not scared of Baker. He doesn't scare me, but I do see problems. Cincinnati is the issue there. It depends if the Cincinnati's gonna sit down Joe Burrow, because he has not looked well this season. He's looked really, really bad. But if he comes back to form, then that's an L for sure. We just don't have the firepower with Cincinnati. But if Joe Burrow is playing the way he's playing now, I do think we can beat him. So realistically, 5-3 is very plausible. I'm hoping 6-2.
Okay.
yeah,
Los, what you think, bud?
I think I the team that scares me more in that stretch is Tampa. I think Baker is one of those guys that likes to chunk it down the field and let his wide receiver do the work to get those balls, and he has those guys. He has Godwin, he has Evans,
Mm-hmm.
so that offense, you know, does scare me a bit. And that defense plays pretty well as well. So uh, that game is in Houston, so that gives us a little bit of an edge in that aspect, but other than that, and I agree with JP, if Cincy's continues playing the way they're playing now, easy dub. If they figure things out, now that one gets a bit difficult. So, I mean, I see us getting Atlanta. I see us getting New Orleans. I see us taking Carolina. Come
Oh,
on,
definitely Carolina.
come
Definitely.
Easily.
on.
Definitely.
Bryce Young's
That
gonna
Uh,
little
have
small
nightmare.
one.
He's gonna have nightmares of Will
That
Anderson.
little small
bro.
kid, I feel bad for him. Nah, he ain't. Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Bryce maybe there's people that learn quick and there's people that take a bit of time to learn. I'm not gonna say Bryce is a bust right now.
Yeah,
He
it's too
might
early to tell.
need he might need a year under his belt to really take that step. But man, it's crazy how we have this guy Stroud who's taking it in 4 games.
And what do
It's
you think,
it's
Carlos? What do you think our schedule would be?
so I mean, yeah, I mean, I that would be crazy if we go undefeated and go 6-2 in that stretch. So I'm gonna just say 5-3 because things happen in the season.
True.
You have a bad game. I mean, if if we go 6-2, Super Bowl, baby.
Nah, chill. See, there you
Done.
go. Chill.
So my bad,
Chill.
playoffs.
Chill.
Nah, but realistically, I mean 5-3.
Yeah.
It could be Tampa, it could be Cincy, but
Yeah.
I mean, we have a team that can compete, man. We're
We
in every
do.
game.
We
We're
do.
in every game, and once we get the O line back, and we can actually get our run game's gonna get better. Like, whew, come on, we don't
Mhm.
even have a good run game right now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay in Pittsburgh. I think both running backs had some production. Singletary got involved. Pierce got involved in the passing game. So, I mean, even with a lackluster run blocking, we're getting stuff done.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
agree.
imagine us with good run block. Oh my goodness.
I agree. So, so I'm looking at the schedule and I'm thinking to myself, okay, the only ones that worried me, and this is gonna sound a little far fetched, but there's a reason why. So one of the things that I noticed for a little uh, while we were at the game, the run defense has not been so stellar. Bijan's doing pretty good. So the only reason why the Falcons kind of, and I mean kind of worry me a little bit, along with the Saints, is just because of that run defense. If you can establish that run defense fast, they may give us some issues going down throughout the game because you can wear a defense out like that. Our defense
Yeah,
plays hard and they're competitive, but guess what? If you stay out on the field, the biggest weakness is if you stay out on the field too long, you
Hmm.
get tired, you start giving up yardage, you start giving up points, injuries happen,
yeah,
and that's the only difference with that's the thing with this D'Amico style defense. It's great, I love it, but it can be a little dangerous. Look
yeah,
at Perriman. He's been out for what, 2 games already. Perriman was balling out like crazy, but he's been out for 2 games. So I mean, we've had injuries, and then we have a season where the injury bug has just been getting us too. So I mean, that's what it worries me. I think Falcons and Saints kind of gave me a little bit of an issue for that reason only. I know they really don't have. I mean, yeah, Derek Carr is there, but I don't
Mm.
really trust Derek Carr. I don't see him as I don't really trust. Yes, he has his moments here and there, but with Kamara coming back, that may pose an issue for us. But I'm gonna still be optimistic at that point. I'm gonna still take the win just because I feel like this team is competitive. They're the real deal. Um, the Panthers, I take that as a win.
Yeah.
I take that as a win, no matter who's behind that line. I'm gonna take a win on that one. The Bucks, they do have a strong defense. I'll give them that. That's probably one of our bigger challenges on the defensive side. And I think more than the Steelers. But man, I mean, we came in saying, man, that CJ Stroud's going to be tested like crazy with that defense. But I mean,
He
with
was
the
like,
Bucks,
ooh.
yeah, he was like, no. And to JP's point, yeah, he was releasing the ball often as fast, which also helped with the blitz. I mean, there was times when the whole house came at him, and he was still able to get rid of the ball easily. Um, and so I'm going to take a win on that one. The Bengals game against Joe Burrow, yes, I think it does depend on which Joe Burrow we're getting. Uh, I honestly, the way that it's going right now, I don't see the Bengals winning as long as they keep playing like that. So I will agree with you boys on that one. As long as Joe Burrow as long as the Bengals keep playing the way that they are right now, believe me, I got Joe Mixon in my fantasy. I don't know why he's not giving me points. So there's that. But then that's about it. Rios, didn't you have Jamar Chase or on yours? How's he
I,
doing on yours?
he's come alive the last 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks of the
Okay,
season,
right.
that man was on a milk carton.
Right. It was missing. And so, I mean, Steven Nelson's been pretty good. I don't, will we
Well,
have Stingley back by then or no?
and that's what I wanted to say. I
Yeah.
think Stingley was going to be out only four
Yeah.
games. I think by then we'll have Stingley.
Yeah.
I
So,
think we'll be better off. That's the only
yeah.
reason I give Tampa Bay a little bit because we have. I mean, I like Steven Nelson, but
Mhm.
Stingley is supposed to be our main cornerback, and he's going to
Yeah.
be holding Mike Evans. And
Yeah.
without Stingley there, I think Mike Evans is coming home.
Yeah.
He's going to want to show out.
Of course.
So that's why. But
And and
go
to
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
point too, that you have to also remember we do have Jimmy Ward, we do have Jalen Petrie, so
They
those
played
guys
solid.
are your security blanket there, and they balled out like crazy this weekend. I think Jalen Petrie
Force
got a force
fumble.
fumble, but I
Forced
know, I
fumble.
know Kenny Pickett recovered it. But still, the fact that you're able to do those things, I mean, then Steven Nelson had that beautiful interception.
Yep.
Also, that was amazing. He ran it back further. I thought he was down for a minute, but he kept running it forward. So I mean, that defense is still what we said is still a no-fly zone. And then the
I
Cardinals, I mean, I don't see the Cardinals doing anything. So if I were to predict a record, I'm gonna say optimistically, I'd go with what JP said on that one. I'm gonna go 6-2. That's my grade on it.
Oof.
Oh,
I
hey,
Um,
bro.
know.
the one point that you made on Atlanta is don't shrug off Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
they are a run first team. So
Yeah.
yes, their passing game is almost non-existent, but that's not their game. Their game is running the ball, and they have guys who can do it. Multiple guys.
Yeah.
They have Bijan Robinson.
Bijan.
They have Algiers. They have Cordarrelle Patterson, and their quarterback can run it as well. So
Didn't
it
work
is.
against Jacksonville though.
I hate to disagree with Los on
True.
that. I think the Texans' best defense is when they stack the box. When they know the pass is not coming, they play so much better. With that, that's why I'm not worried about Atlanta. Because Atlanta, they don't have anything outside of the run game. So what do you do as a defense? You say, no, we dare you to throw. And I think we have
I hope he
better
does.
corners than they do wide receivers.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, if we stack that box and we dare him to throw, if he makes the throws, hey, hats off to you. But I don't think he is. If you saw the last game, the way they're treating their quarterback, I just don't see it. That team is going through what the Texans have gone the past 2 years, that losing mentality where there's a lot of bickering. There's people that want the ball. I mean, he's over here trying to, like, hype up his team, like, hey, it's on me, whatever. His wide receiver's like, don't fucking touch me. Like, dude, like, it's just seeing things like that. It might not seem much. It seems funny, but as a team, it's not
Team
good.
chemistry.
So that's my thing. There is not much team chemistry going on there. Once you see it, you know it. So if I was the Texans, if I was Amico Ryans, I'd stack the ball, stack the box, and dare them to throw. And so far, they've proven that they can't throw. So I'm not scared of Atlanta. But if you guys don't mind, I would like to talk about the Steelers game, certain things that I saw.
Now we mind. I'm just kidding.
Well, from the get-go, the Texans' game plan was get the ball out fast. You want to use the Steelers' aggression against them. They did that so well. Hats off to C.J. Stroud. He showed me something. It's hard in this league to be a quick learner and take steps week to week. Usually as a rookie, it usually takes some time. Usually by the middle of the season, you can see some type of signs in their game. C.J. Stroud has shown it from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4. So that's on the coaching staff. That's also on the C.J. Stroud, who's willing to be coached up. The wide receivers, shout out to Nico Collins. Nico Collins has gone through a lot. Even from fans, I'm like, dude, this guy has been hyped every year for the past 3 years, and we haven't seen anything. Now we know it was just his coaching. Pep Hamilton did not use him well. He's being used so well right now, and it shows. He has a big body. He's 6'3", tall as hell. That last touchdown pass that C.J. Stroud did was a beautiful throw that only Nico could get. Not only that, before they went in, before the second half, Nico Collins for that field goal, he was breaking tackles, he was playing so well. It looks like he's found his rhythm, and now he can go ahead and let go of all those old worries. Now he got a quarterback that will get him the ball.
So let me back you up on that one. This year, or in the last 4 games, Nico Collins has 22 receptions, 428 yards, 3 touchdowns, and is averaging 19 yards per carry.
Almost the season totals from last year.
Yeah,
having a quarterback helps.
Yeah.
You know what?
imagine having a quarterback.
D'Amico kept them. Because remember, they were getting rid of a lot of players at the beginning of the year. They kept Nico Collins, and he put a lot of trust in Nico Collins, and he's showing out. And, hats off to Nico. He's playing well. I hope he continues to play well. Being that number one, because me and Los talked about it before the beginning of the season. We didn't know who was going to be number one. And we have our number one. Okay, that's Nico Collins. I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's the second coming of Andre Johnson. But for right now, the way he's playing, he's number one. And you can see that chemistry with C.J. Stroud.
I don't think it's far-fetched to say if he stays healthy, Stroud stays healthy, he's a Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah, you could
think
even
he's
go
gonna
there.
I
can see that.
It'll be a tough one. But like I said, I wanted to give Nico Collins his flowers. I also want to give flowers to Dalton Schultz. Sloak finally used him. And you can tell there was a lot more pep in the step than just blocking. He caught that ball, his first ball down the seam, right in the middle, in between 3 defenders. Mm-hmm. That touchdown by I believe it was the backup running back.
Singletary.
Singletary. Singletary threw that one perfectly. Dalton Schultz is happy. But if you notice this Nico Collins playing well, Tank Dell playing well, because the last game Tank Dell wasn't used much, but it wasn't his fault. The Steelers were paying a lot of attention to Tank Dell. They took him away, which is a smart thing to do. You have to take Tank Dell away.
No, but
But that
the great thing is, we have options now. You wanna start
and
Dale?
yes,
Guess what? Nico's there. You wanna
that's
Nico's
what I
there.
you wanna
wanted to bring
focus on
up.
Nico? Now we got Tank
Now
Dale
we got Dalton Schultz,
down the field.
and
So
Don't even go shy of Robert Woods. Robert Woods
Robert
no,
Woods
is
that's what I
doing
want
good
to
great.
ball
do.
too.
Robert Woods has been steady. He's been
He's
injury prone in
consistent.
the past. That's my only knock against him, but he's been steady. So the wide receiving group, which we thought were going to be a weakness at the beginning of the season because there wasn't really
Actually
a
been
lot of
a
known
strength.
talent, has been a very good strength for CJ Stroud. So, and of course, flowers for the O line. They played well. They did enough to protect CJ Stroud. They didn't touch him. I think A plus. I'll give him an A plus. Okay, out of the
Wow.
F from
What?
week 1 and week 2. So they got better. Okay, I'll give them that.
To
Now,
Casario too.
defensively, there's something I want to bring up. Defensively, for a specific player that I've seen a lot of Texans fans hate on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I've seen it around the league.
Ex-Twitter.
Little snips of what Texan fans are saying. A lot of Texan fans are putting a lot of bad crap on Will Anderson because he hasn't supposedly performed up to their standards, and he only has one. I think 1.5.
Let me guess. They also hate Maldonado also.
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't
same
know.
ones. It's a
Same
small
ones.
it's a small minority of Texas fans that are
Yeah.
kind of
They're
shitting on
shitting on Will
Anderson.
Anderson. They're shitting on Will Anderson. Let's be real. They're
And
shitting
I'm
on
like,
That's dumb.
So for those fans, okay, to me, those are the new fans. They don't remember the first year of JJ Watt.
Sorry, I just had an idea. For those fans, they clearly scored very high on that S2 test, cognition test.
Exactly. Who
Sorry.
you know what? Shout out to whoever brought that up because it actually helped out the Texans, and Carolina
It did.
went and got Bryce
Take
Young.
it.
it was the
So-
Texans who brought it. Bro, the Texans leaked it.
Casario
Dude
leaked
dropped
that story.
Casario move, bro. I'm telling you.
Casario.
That was the
40,
Texans, bro.
40
That's what the
chess.
Patriots would do. That's what-
4D chess.
That boy was playing chess while everybody was playing checkers.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, but going back to Will Anderson, you Texans fan need to remember that JJ Watt did not have a good rookie season. I think he only had like 3 sacks. He didn't do much.
5.5.
5.5. He didn't do much for the whole season. It wasn't until the playoffs where everything clicked for him. And so you have to give this defensive end some time. Okay, he already has 1.5 sacks. If JJ Watt had 5.5, he still has time to get 4 to equal JJ Watt's rookie year. And I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to do more. We just have to give him time. Even Mario Williams. I think Mario Williams had 3 sacks his first year, Los. Remember when we drafted him?
Yeah, it was
So give
Wasn't
fans,
good.
give Will Anderson
but
some
it, you know,
time.
yeah.
Some time. Outside of that, linebackers Grenard played so well. Jerry Hughes, old man,
Toto, I gotta give a shout to
linebacker,
Toto.
hitting those gaps. You can
Well,
tell.
Toto blocked that one of those touchdowns. He was able to push one of the. I can't remember who was the receiver, but he pushed him out of bounds. That was great coverage by the linebacker Toto.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Nelson.
red zone defense was great.
It was.
Steven Nelson with that interception. You can tell he was on that route like from the get go. He's been playing so well for the Texans. I was kind of mad because he was kind of insinuating stuff at Nick Casario at the beginning of the year.
Hold on. You were mad because he was saying things about Nick Casario and his wardrobe?
Like I said, once again, I never said he was a bad GM. I just said he should take some heat for that O-line. I never said fire him.
And his wardrobe.
But Steven Nelson, you can tell he's been
looking at. We're retiring a sweater vest.
That sweater vest is going on a statue of his.
Well,
yeah, no, I mean,
Steven Nelson played well. I think he's been playing so well, and it looks like he's happy being here with the Texans. Our starting safeties are legit. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the way I see Petrie moving around that ball, he has that freedom because you got Jimmy Ward in the back, who's a veteran who knows where to go and cover up when Jalen Petrie's doing his blitzes, which you saw in the forced fumble. I just think defensively we're going to get more improvements because once Stingley comes back, our cornerbacks, our passing defense is going to improve. I know we have a couple of linebackers that are out on injury. They're going to come back. I'm very pumped for this team. They did an all-around victory, even special teams. Beck was there. He did some things. But overall, from what I saw from the Texans was very nice. Now, here's what I wanted to get. Sometimes we as Texans fans, we get hyped up. The Steelers do not have a good offense. They were playing man-to-man coverage up close and personal, the cornerbacks, because they knew Kenny Pickett couldn't do crap. Okay.
Or Trubisky.
Or Trubisky.
Or Trubisky. So, as much as the Texans played good, defensively they held up very well. I think they got that run defense has been the issue, like Carlos mentioned it and Rios mentioned it. Um, but the Steelers didn't have much, and defensively the Steelers, as I said before, they're not as good as we make them out to be. I know T.J. Watt is going to be probably a future Hall of Famer and things of that nature, but he was held in check. And he has some moments where he could have got C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud got rid of the ball so quickly and so efficiently. Shout out to the Texans defense and shout out to the coaching staff. You can tell they've been coaching up this young team and making us proud. And one last thing. At the end of the game, C.J. Stroud said something that a lot of fans might find corny, but me and Los, we've talked about this before in the past, and I appreciate what he said. He brought up the fact that he wants Texans fans to be proud to wear the gear of the Texans. A lot of people don't understand that. So I'll just give a quick story. In 2000, I think it was like 2006, I bought this jersey, this D'Amico Ryan jersey, all right? Reebok, authentic, all right? I was so happy. It was the
Don't
first
lie,
jersey
it's a Chinese ones for $50.
No. It's the real one.
It
It's
says
authentic one.
Bryant's on the back.
Bro, it's 3 sizes too short.
I was so excited. It was my first jersey. I was 18. I was going to HCC at the time, Houston Community College, and I wore the jersey to school. Everybody was like, "Why are you wearing that loser-ass team jersey?" And these are Houston fans now. These were Houston fans back then. They were talking crap about the Texans. And for me, it was like, dude, this is my team's gear. And I get what CJ Stroud is saying. Because really, outside of Houston, if people see you wearing a Houston jersey, they're like, oh, must be tough being a Texans fan. And we want to change that perspective to, hey, man, damn, your team's doing really well. And I get that from CJ Stroud. So I know it sounded corny, but shout out to him for bringing that up. And like I said, I'm rooting for him.
So the thing you got to see about CJ Stroud is that he's showing a lot of leadership qualities that we didn't really have before from any other quarterback. Think about it. Did Deshaun ever do that? No.
He led them to the masseuses. I know that.
I mean, he did a lot of things that he was supposed to be doing. But when did you ever see Matt Schaub be vocal about it? When did you ever see anybody else be vocal about it? This kid, you can clearly see that this kid wants to be a leader. I'm calling him a kid. He's a young man, but because he's 21. He's way younger than all of us. But the fact that he has got the maturity, that those leadership skills, obviously it makes him a respectable figure. I gotta say, this is not hate on Davis Mills, but it is. Do you remember last season? A lot of the times when he would speak, it would be like, "Oh, this is on me. I was just doing what I was instructed to do," or this was on the O line, or this was on that. He blamed everybody else. There was no accountability. So I'm thinking to myself,
he was doing a Bill O'Brien.
He was basically just brushing off any of that, and so
my favorite line was like,
very negative vibes.
I think I played a good game. Like, bro, you threw it for 112 yards.
And we lost.
And we lost, yeah. And so I gotta say, for CJ Stroud, like right now, his stats are just amazing. 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 57.5 QB rating, 1,212 yards. It's been 4 games, gentlemen. And again, one of my favorite things that I love to see, which is something that I can't remember a time when I saw this often. The way that he distributes the ball to not just one receiver. It looks like to all of them right now. It looks like I think a point that JP brought up, that Nico Collins is stepping into that wide receiver 1 slot for the year so far. Nico Collins is. Did I read Nico's? I can't remember if I did or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did. I'm sorry. So 428 yards. I apologize. 3 touchdowns. And Tank Dell, he looks like he's going to be wide receiver 2 because he's at 16 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 267 yards. So remember, I don't know if you remember, we were talking about how when we had Hopkins and Will Fuller, that seemed like a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 tandem.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like we're kind of getting that back again with with Nico and Tank eventually throughout the season. as long as CJ Stroud can keep that consistency going, and it looks like it is.
And these
It's
receivers look like
receivers.
they could stay healthy.
Right. As
Yeah,
long as they can stay healthy, which it seems like. So, I mean, I get freaked out every time I see Tank Dell about the receive a punt. Like I really do. Or whenever he's about to, I was like, I just get freaked out by it. But even Mechie, dude, Mechie had one reception for 22 yards yesterday. Like I was like, yeah, Mechie got something. I was happy about it. A play call, like the play call was Singletary. I got to give a lot of credit and give his flowers to Bobby Slowick. That play calling, that play
it was
calling to
perfect.
Singletary to throw it to Dalton Schultz at the end zone. I didn't see that coming. Did you guys see that coming?
I didn't see
Master
that coming.
No.
class.
I
I
saw
actually
him.
thought Singletary was going to go to
Yeah,
his left.
it seemed like Singletary was going to get caught behind the yard of scrimmage just because I was like, wait, why is he slowing down? And then you see him throw the ball to Schultz wide open. Nobody saw it coming. So big shout out to Bobby Slowick for that those play calls that he's been.
And not just
He's
that
stepped
play,
it up.
those screenplays to Nico Collins were great too. Great
Even
calls.
the shuffle passes to the running backs, man. I hadn't seen that in a long time.
In a
Uh,
long time.
And then you
big
had Tank Dell running from the backfield too.
I don't think
To
I've
go
Yes.
seen
with
that
the
since
defense.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've seen
they
that since
used the
Dominic Davis.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
long.
also, big shout out to Chris Strauzer. I think I'm bringing that correct. Chris Strauzer is the offensive line coach for the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that he deserves all the credit too on that one, just because. I mean, look at what you're dealing with. How many teams can you name off the top of your head that are
Literally,
going through this?
making lemonade with lemons.
Yes,
Maybe the
literally. And
know
so
the
that's to
Patriots
me.
like 10 years ago. That's the last
Yeah,
time I saw something.
exactly. So I think they're making lemonades with lemon on that one, man. It is just amazing, just overall. So I'm very happy with this team. Defense, I think they need
Yeah.
to work on the run defense. That's about it. The edge was kind of killing us a little bit also. So that's something that definitely needs some improvement. But other than that, at some point I'm thinking, well, a lot of this was happening during the third quarter. I'm sure they were tired, they were beat. But again, I feel like it goes back to my point where when you stay a little bit too much on the field and don't get off of those third down conversions or whatever, you get tired and you're starting over. I mean, I get some of those did have to do with ridiculous penalties. I think at one point we were like, well, we had lost like 58 yards. I think it was right after halftime.
No.
58 yards and just in penalties.
To be fair, those penalties. Most of them happened in that first series where they were at the goal line and they just kept bringing that ball back. So
Well,
many times. I mean, how many times
the Texans technically scored 3 touchdowns to get one.
to get one?
Yeah.
So yeah, but just one point on Tank Dell. Tank Dell reminds me a lot. I'm not saying he is quite of Steve Smith Sr. And how small he is and how shifty he is. He doesn't have the build that Stephen Smith Sr. had, or the well, who knows? Maybe he can get there. He's still young, but I would hope that Tank Dell, if he sees his man, go check out Steve Smith Sr. his tape and try to get some of that. Dude, Steve Smith Sr. was a beast, one of the best receivers I've ever seen, and he was the same size, I think, as Tank Dell, because he was 5'9", I think.
Yep.
I think Tank Dell's like 5'10", right?
Yeah.
Or how tall is Tank Dell?
5'8".
5'8".
5'8". He and everybody was like, "Oh, Stephen Smith Senior, he's too small," and that dude just balled out. And
He's sorry, Rios. He's 5'10", 165.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's an inch taller than Steve Smith Senior. Get some of that tape, learn how to play like him, and we got a squad, man. We're getting a squad.
Well, if we're giving out flowers, just real quick, if we're giving out
here we
flowers
go.
over here, I want to give my flowers to Casario. In Casario, we trust. Oh, and one thing about Casario, all right, he
Oh,
has
you gonna tell me what we talked about earlier?
swindled the league. Swindled the league. When everyone told him to give up Deshaun, because this goes back to Deshaun.
Oh yeah,
When
it really
everyone
does.
told him to give up Deshaun early, I'll just give him up. You're gonna end up paying him for a year. He's gonna sit out. Nah, seriously, nah. I got you.
Nah.
I'm playing chess over here. Wait of the year. And then bear in mind, in order to get a deal done, to get Deshaun
He played him at
traded,
safety. He played him at safety in training camp.
to get to get Deshaun traded, Deshaun would only waive the no trade clause if the other team signed him to a big contract. That was the only way he was going to waive the no trade clause.
He found one.
This
The
guy,
Browns.
this man held to him for a year, found a team willing to sign him to a ridiculous contract that he would never live up to, and got multiple first round picks from them.
3.
Right? Multiple. So swindled them in that. So he swindled the Cleveland Browns. We swindled them.
We don't know
And
that yet. Deshaun could turn
We
out.
we swindled them. And now and then in this year's draft, in this past year's draft, Arizona thinking, oh yeah, let's get Houston's first rounder, because obviously that's
going
gonna
to
be
one of
the
the worst teams
worst.
in the league.
That's a top 10 pick automatic there. Nah, Caserio said, nah.
I'm gonna bet on my
You
team.
think
baby.
you're
That's
getting
what
the
he said.
deal. You think you're getting a deal. I don't want, we still got a lot of season left, but we might be looking at a top 10, top 15 pick from the Cleveland Browns, and our pick being higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, Caserio swindled the league. I give that man his roses.
Yeah.
Rios, I'm sorry.
In that regard, yeah, I'll give him.
Give him a garden.
Yeah, like, dude, if this, because imagine if this turns out the way Los is describing, because right now Deshaun's injured. If Deshaun is out more games, let's say, the Browns with their backup quarterback,
even when he's in there, they're not looking.
Nick Chubb
great.
is out. I just don't see the.
They're not looking great.
Making it. So if
everyone thought, we traded away the better pick, and we held on to it.
Well, if the Browns have a losing record, we have a higher pick. And if we have a winning record, Arizona has a lowest pick. So, shout out to Nick Caserio in that regard. I really do like Nick Caserio as a GM. I just think he needs to take some heat on that O-line. I really do. Someone needs to tell him. But honestly, the overall picture, in Nick Caserio, we trust. And so far, everything's panned out for him. I do hope that, I know it sounds messed up because I shouldn't say that, but I do hope that the Browns have a really shitty record.
I don't.
I don't feel bad in the slightest.
Yeah, no.
I pray on their downfall daily.
Yes, like that. I hope they burn in ashes. And yes, no,
we're not wishing injuries. We just want them to lose.
No. I didn't say that. I just want them to lose forever.
Okay, if the Browns lose, okay, and we get a top 5 pick. Marvin Harrison
I said
Jr.?
top 10. I don't know about top
Marvin
10.
Harrison Jr. to that wide receiving core?
Bro, chill. Defense.
I mean,
Rios, who you giving flowers
wide receivers. You cannot pass up on that type of talent.
Yeah, that's a elite. He's getting compared to Randy Moss, bro.
So for me, I'm hoping.
As much as I like Nico, but he's no Marvin Harrison Jr.
And like I said, and this is supposed to be Nico's last year, I think. So Nick Caserio deserves a lot of credit. Right now, as a Texans fan, it's good to feel that type of hope again, to be looking forward to on Sundays, looking at your team be competitive. That's all we really wanted in a team for a long, long time. I think we've been stuck in this mediocrity for so long, thanks to decisions from the old owner. When he stuck with Bill O'Ryan, Bill O'Shea, he stuck with Gary Kubiak. He stuck with Matt Schaub instead of getting Peyton Manning, like a dumb thing to do. But hey, that's the past. We're moving forward. Every Sunday, I'm looking forward. I wake up early. I stayed out because of the fight. I stayed out till like 5 a.m. on Saturday, and I woke up at 9:30 because I'm over here trying to get ready for the game, and it's just fun being that type of Texans fan again, where you look forward to on Sundays. So I'm so happy for my team. I'm just pumped overall as a Houston fan, because we got the Rockets coming. Kevin Porter Jr. is out now. I thought he was the issue for the Rockets. And as far as basketball and football are concerned for me, that's all I really care about. And I'm so excited as a Houston fan. Why are you looking at me all weird?
No, we're listening to you.
You kind of forgot about one team.
Yep.
No, I don't like baseball. I don't like
baseball. Don't like you.
I've been to games. It's boring for me. I just don't see the excitement.
Why do you hate baseball? Just because of that?
I used to be a big baseball fan. My sister used to work for Landry Seafood. She used to work as an accountant, so we used to get tickets all the time to the Astros game. So I grew up watching the Astros, and what really killed it for me is like I was watching them till the 2000, I believe it was 2006 World Series, and they got rid of all the players. Yeah, 2005. They got rid of all the players the very next year. After that, I was like, I'm never following
Yeah,
this
they
team
didn't.
again.
The
I
owner,
don't really like baseball anyway.
he
It's
didn't want to
boring
pay
unless you,
nobody.
yeah.
He was like, I'll keep my small, budget
Mhm.
team, and I'm good with that. I make money off of that. That was
And
kind of
people forget, like, even then, there weren't a lot of Astros fans. Even then, I believe the stadium in the World Series was like half full with Astro fans. Like, it was
nah.
not.
Or-
If I remember, it was more Chicago White Sox fans at that stadium.
Chill,
Los
no.
wasn't watching it back then, so I don't really care what he
What?
says.
You say
But
Minute Maid was
hey, for
50%
me,
over 50%
I
White
got
Sox fans?
older.
Get the hell out
I
of
got
here.
older. I was more into football. Baseball was only fun when I
Okay.
played it,
All
so I
right.
just stopped watching baseball in
Good. That's
general.
nice. Okay. Cool.
I want to say going back to the Texans. Okay, so this weekend we got the Falcons. I wanted to give predictions really quick before we end up going. What do you guys think the score will look like, and possibly, and basically why you feel that way. So basically, we're predicting, right? All right, so let's go do a small round table. I started off with Reels last time. Lois, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think this weekend is gonna look like for the
Um,
Texans?
Man, last week my prediction was a close game. I was dead wrong. It was a
Mm.
blowout. More by the fourth quarter came and it was a blowout. So, uh, and Atlanta. Look, man, we can look past them, but if we don't, which a lot of young teams sometimes they get confident, they're like cocky, and oh yeah, that's a W, automatic W. As long as we don't do that, which I don't think, because with this coaching staff, they're real professionals, they know what they're doing. So I'm looking at 30-17. No,
Wow,
no, 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 no,
30-17?
no,
Oh,
30 to 13.
30 to
okay.
13. All right. Wow.
All
Okay. Let
right.
me write that down so that I know. Okay. So
Oh, what, really?
Carla Lowe's 30 to 17?
30 to 13.
30 to 13. I'm sorry. Okay.
This guy.
All right.
This
Win,
guy. I'm
right? Of
telling
course.
you, right? He be like,
All right.
he's one of those fans where he goes all in, all the way into the deep fucking waters, and you're like, no, bro, not that deep, bro. But he's like, no, I'm drowning, bro. I'm like, no, bro, come back, bro, come back, bro. Let's be
All right.
real.
JP, your turn. What's up,
Um,
bud?
So we have Titus Howard and Juice Cubs coming back. I think that's going to be a big boost for the offensive line. I think they're going to run the ball better. The beneficiary is going to be the run game and also Dalton Schultz. So with the run game improving, I'm predicting 21-7. I'll give Atlanta a touchdown, but I think the Texans are going to find the one of those games where they're just running the ball and they can't be stopped, and they're just going to run out the clock and score when they need to. So I think 21-7 is going to be the game.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Rios, what you think, bud?
Yeah, this is gonna be a blowout because they're just like the Steelers. They don't have a passing offense. You can't run it all game.
Okay.
And I think D'Amico's definitely gonna game plan to try to slow down Bijan because you slow down Bijan, there's a
That's
ring
it.
ain't gonna beat you.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
And I think
Um,
with the O line coming back, I should much better game from Pierce. He had an okay game this past week, but I think he's gonna have
Hmm.
a much better game this week.
yeah.
I'm gonna go 31-10.
31-10.
Wow.
Okay.
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 All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually agree. Look, the only thing that worries me about it is Bijan, and
Mm-hmm.
and and that's it. But other than that, if you can control Bijan, which D'Amico Ryan's again to me is a defensive guru here, if you can control Bijan, you make that team a one-dimensional team. And we already established the fact that they really can't pass the ball. So uh, to me, if they can control Bijan early on, make sure you set the tone for them. I could see us winning by a large margin. Also, like Rio said, as far as a blowout. So I'm gonna predict Texas winning 35-7.
Wow. You guys are going really high.
We are for that reason, just because I believe in this defense. I think that D'Amico can shut down Bijan Robinson. I don't think that after Bijan, I don't think the Falcons have anything. I don't even think the pass rush is that good. Am I right? Am I right or wrong here? I can't remember
Their
off the top of my head.
defense
They have
not
one
good.
pass
Yeah,
rusher.
that's
One.
about it. I mean, that's about it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because they
and then
started
you
off
got
2-0, but like there was one of those teams that kind of overachieved, like the Commanders did, and they're
yeah,
they're
The
back down to earth, and they are who we thought they were.
the
They're
thing
just
No,
not
that
a
I don't
very
want no
good team.
commander slander here, please.
look, the thing that gives
I
us hope.
predict Casario will have 2 sacks. I believe in Casario. I think
Okay,
he's gonna have a
Casario.
great game.
Shut up, dude. Dude, honestly, what I like about D'Amico Ryans is he was here during the losing seasons of the Texans and the winning seasons of the Texans, and at least one. Because I remember when we went to the playoffs after that year, he was gone. So with D'Amico Ryans being that type of player and knowing that it's any given Sunday, I think his team is going to be prepared. I just think Bijan Robinson is good for one touchdown, one at
yeah.
least. Atlanta's
I
good
hope
for
so.
one at least. So the Texans, they're going to focus on let's run the ball because that's what they've been trying to do. If you hear that press conference, the running game has been the main issue. And they're always trying to fix that. And I think with the offensive line back, they're going to get into that little rhythm. And I think,
Mm.
Damian Pierce is going to actually have a very good game. And he's going to have I think he hasn't had his
Yeah.
first 100-yard rushing, right?
No,
I
they
don't think
had
so.
he's at this particular last game. His yardage was 3.4 yards per carry, which is a upgrade over the week before. He rushed for 81 yards. I think we were over 100 yards in rushing, but the other yards came from Singletary. That it was like
Singletary,
20
okay.
something. But this time his attempts,
We had
he had 10.
139 yards rushing. 139
Yeah,
yards rushing.
that's what it was, and the others were from Singletary and a little bit of Tank Dell also because they did put him as
Mhm.
a yeah.
Running
So,
back.
but his attempts his went up a lot because he was getting like 11, 13 attempts. He went up to 24 attempts, which means they used him a lot more this time, and they did. And it was very apparent that they used him a lot more. He had some breakthrough little rushes or whatever where he rushed for a
Yeah,
pretty
he
far
finally
distance.
stopped moving around
He
so much. He
seemed
just hit the hole.
he's yeah, there was a part where he broke like maybe one or two tackles that looked pretty awesome to get through. So, hey, maybe this is him warming up, going back
Yeah.
to Damian Pierce, and if that's the case, you got CJ throwing the ball well, then you got Damian Pierce coming in. Watch out, NFL! This is going to be a cold team, and you know what, Rios? I got to tell you, you predicted the Texans going to the playoffs, game after game after game. It's becoming more apparent. You may be right.
Well, not
Hopefully,
just
you're right.
Rios.
I don't.
Ask Los who's
Like.
been
I'm
saying that
still
he's
a
gonna go to the
little.
playoffs.
Yeah, I'm still a little, iffy on it, but every game that they keep winning, it's just like I'm starting to see the picture a little bit. So make sure that you slander everybody once if that actually does
Yeah,
happen.
Oh, I
JP was
will.
saying.
I have
JP was
receipts.
saying, yeah.
You have
JP was
receipts?
saying playoffs, division winners. I was like, what? I
I
don't know
told
about
Los at the
that. But
beginning of the
yeah.
year, I'm like, I expect division win and playoffs. I'm like, the schedule is not hard.
So
Jacksonville doesn't scare me. Tennessee doesn't scare me. The only one that kind of is Indy. And I'm like, but other than that, the schedule is not that bad. And then with all these injuries happening, which, by the way, we should hope and pray for the best for the team because they're going to a turf field, which has been a very big issue across the league. A lot of players have been getting injured on that turf, and
We have
hopefully,
turf.
We have turf.
yeah, we have turf, but Atlanta has turf too. And I don't know. I don't like
well,
that whole turf
Rios,
thing.
if we make playoffs, Rios and JP, I'll do whatever y'all want.
Okay, all right, baby, steak dinner, baby. Let's
Oh,
go.
like yeah, that's it.
Oh, you were talking
Cha-
about something else.
Shamagasha.
Chamagaucha.
Hey,
No,
before
dude,
we
like Rios, I'm with you 100%. I expected division win and playoffs from the beginning, and it wasn't just me being hopeful. Just looking statistically at what we had and what other teams had, and our schedule. So it's like I said, it's good to be a Texans fan again, man.
it is. It
really
feels
is.
great. I agree with you. I agree with you. I felt that energy at the stadium. The only thing
We
I didn't like
did.
is there were way too many Steelers fans for my liking at
They
that
always
stadium.
come, dude.
But
Stupid
it's a
yellow
loyal
buses.
fan base. They always come in.
I wish
Yeah.
there's those yellow buses would puncture their. But you know what? They left on an L. Okay? I don't like
Whoa,
Steelers fans,
whoa,
dude.
calm down,
Steelers
sir.
fans and Cincinnati fans, along with Cowboy fans, they're so annoying, dude. And then Green Bay Packer fans are the worst.
JP
too.
is
Okay,
it's not that bad.
Okay, JP.
Hey man,
Okay,
Go
JP.
hey,
Packer. Sorry,
it's
I have
all
a
right,
lot of
bro.
memories
It's all
of
right.
losing to them.
It's okay. Who hurt you?
Green Bay
The
Packer fans,
Texans.
dude.
The
The
Texans.
Texans.
The Texans.
Bill O'Brien.
Bill
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 O'Brien.
O'Brien. Bill O'Brien.
Oh, Bill shit hurt me so bad, dude. Dude, you can ask Lowe's. I went to a dark place after the Kansas City game. Like, dude, it was so bad. Like, I was depressed because I was like, how the fuck are they bringing this coach back? Like,
Yeah.
this guy's an idiot. Like, how are you gonna be a 25
promoted him.
ring and still? Oh,
Not
dude.
just that. 2
Yeah.
months later, traded Hopkins.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, let's not go to that dark place. It was just a bad time for me as a Texans fan.
You
His
promoted me.
therapist is
How
on the-
dare you?
Lowe's
Bro.
knows, like, I never, because me and Lowe's,
What a
we
saga,
always-
bro.
We always watch the games together, and he knows.
And then the world shut down.
Dude, it was just some
Cherry on top of the cake.
I didn't want to talk about that season. That season was
Bro,
so
they need to
bad.
do a 30 on 30
30
on
or 30.
Bill O'Brien's tenor here.
Did you see
I
Jack
ate so-
Easterby in
I
the
ate
back?
so
Did
much
you see
I got
Jack
fat.
Easterby?
Oh my
depression.
God, Jack
Bro,
Easterby.
Jack Easterby in the background.
Oh,
You know
Bro.
what? We should trade DeAndre Hopkins. Oh,
I was so many
Bro,
baby
that's who
mamas.
I hate. I hated Jack Easterby more than Bill O'Brien. I'm just
I
saying.
did too,
Dude,
I just
I
picture
hated all
like
of
Jack
them.
Easterby. Like I feel like Jack Easterby sounds like that fast food restaurant manager from The Simpsons. Well, I had to
that-
talk to my manager.
Oh.
Dude, and the worst part, Billo shit would be like getting attitudes during the press conference.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking asshole, you dare have attitude, you fucking moron.
You're like,
My
how can you
fucking
guys
pinky has
accuse
more
me?
fucking
I'm-
football knowledge than you.
Remember when we almost fought the fan on the stands? And, like
Bro,
DeAndre
so
Hopkins
cool.
and Watson had to pull him.
Bro,
I wish
it
they
was
would have
so
fought.
bad.
Like, why are you guys
Uh-uh.
blaming me? Do you know I came from the New England system? How could
No,
you blame me?
dude, in Hard
I'm-
Knocks.
I'm
in Hard Knocks,
impeccable.
the first episode of Hard Knocks, when the Texans were on, he was like, we have a great quarterback room. I'm like, it was bad. That HBO Hard Knocks, it just showed how much of a dummy he is. It was bad. It was bad. But I'm glad
And
we're past
we
that.
kept him for 6 seasons after.
That coach stayed here for a while, man. The owner just didn't want to let him go. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cal.
So before we go, I gotta give a shout out to a family member real quick. Do me a favor. So my family member just got into selling cars over there at Houston Nissan at the pre-owned building. Please give her a call. Call Gonzalez at 832-605-5749 Central Nissan pre-owned building. You're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, she's the one to call. She'll take care of you. She'll give you the best customer service I know because I used to work with her in sales. She's great at what she does. So please give her a call if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle. All right, guys. Also, big shout out to our friend Dan. Wishing you the best. Dan Harris, who started the Let's Talk Sports Network, which is the network we people see us on as well from different parts of the U.S. We do want to give a big shout out to Dan. Wishing you the best, brother. We appreciate everything you've done for us, and much love and respect for you, and hope everything we wish the best for you if you're watching this. So that's gonna be our show. I do want to have y'all back eventually, as long as and so. But nonetheless, we do. I think we're gonna have a great season based on what I've seen so far. It's funny, like you said, we started off as like straight up underdogs. As time goes on, CJ Stroud is just growing and developing, and the best part is we get to see it right before our very own eyes. Not even with I didn't see this much of a progress with Deshaun when was
I agree.
as a rookie. So this is great to see it. The Texans fans deserve it. The city of Houston deserves it.
Damn right.
But this is CJ's time to shine. We got to forget the old Bill O'Brien, Jack Easterby, everything that's happened. Everything that's happened has led us to where we are now. So I'm looking forward to seeing this young man, CJ Stroud, thrive and wreck shop in the NFL for seasons to come. So that's going to be our show. Thank you, boys, for coming. Seriously, I appreciate that. Rios, anything else you have to say to the Rangers or Mariners fans?
Yes, for the South Oklahoma Rangers, are preparing your downfall. And if you thought I was bad this weekend, wait till you guys lose tomorrow.
Lowe's, I know you're an Astros fan. Anything you want to say?
all the Astros fans bitching all year about lineups and who Dusty this and Dusty that and this player this and injuries that. Shut the hell up. We're division winners again. Stop crying. Enjoy it. Cherish it. What's that?
That's it. All right. No, that's cool. JP, any last thoughts?
No. I'm excited for the Houston Rockets as well with their brand new coach and their players. So I think they're going to be a good team this year. Hopefully, they make the playoffs.
I don't know about good. If I can see them competing for a play-in spot, not playoffs. The play-in, I can see them competing for one.
Playing.
The
playoffs,
West, because that's seeds 9 and 10.
Hey, injuries can happen, baby. Injuries can happen.
I mean, the West is stacked. Pretty much the first 7 teams, you already know who's going to make the playoffs. It's that last spot that's really up for grabs.
Yeah. But yeah.
Right.
No, other than that, we're good. Can't wait.
All right, Joe. Well, that's going to be it for this week's episode. I think Rios, you're on tomorrow for the AFC Let's Talk AFC South show with Sam, and hopefully Poppy will be there. I don't know when he shows up or not.
We'll find out next time.
Stay tuned.
Dragon Ball Z.
All right, y'all. Let me end this out and don't leave just yet. All right, y'all. That's going to be it. Peace. See y'all next time.